Radio frequency identification, or RFID technology, like those found in Disney's Magic Bands, are a pioneering technology that has the potential to transform several industries, including healthcare and travel experiences. Despite receiving its patent in 1969 by Mario W. Cardullo, the passive RFID technology didn't receive widespread usage until the early 2000s. With such a wide variety of usages, ethical and security concerns are a real threat to its continued development and implementation. This informational video covers ethical and security concerns such as long-range skimmers to data brokers and a brief analysis of RFID technology potential for the healthcare setting and child safety. The most important concern around data security and RFID is the potential for a data breach. Statistics on data compromises from 2005 to 2022 indicate there was a never-before-seen increase in compromises from about 150 to over 1,800 incidences. That is an 1,100% increase in 17 years. The most notable of these breaches include First American Financial Corporation, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Yahoo. Illegal access to another person's personal information can lead to that person's identity being stolen, resources that belong to that person being taken or used by someone else, or even resold to someone who will do those things. Illegal access to this information would be considered a data breach or a hack. If a data breach does happen, the hacker will have access to any voluntary information you attach to the device. In the case of Disney's Magic Bands, this includes tickets and reservations, itinerary, photos, location, and banking information. Shockingly, there are legal ways of selling this information. Data brokers are a business that gathers and sells consumer information that the consumer didn't give them directly. Data brokers collect and sell sensitive personal information. These businesses are completely legal once registered with the proper entities. With so much technology being used in a condensed location, this creates ample opportunity for data skimming. Wikipedia explains that criminals can take advantage of this technology by using a scanner to wirelessly read a victim's payment card in the same way that a cash register scans it when making a contactless payment. Using that collected information to make purchases for themselves is called card-not-present fraud. This type of fraud takes little skill or technical knowledge, with almost all smartphones now having a near-field communication or NFC application that allows them to read nearby chips. The largest safety concern for skimming is that the range is not actually that small. Some sources indicate that chips can be scanned from 19 inches all the way up to 300 or 1,500 feet away. To put that into perspective, skimmers could be over 4 football fields away and still access your data with the correct technology. In spaces where RFIDs are readily and routinely scanned all day long, this could become a huge safety issue. The traditional shielding of the chip is ineffective when the reason to use it is for complete and continued access for an experience. Does the magic of that experience really outweigh the safety for our children? Data on child trafficking from 2010 to 2015 indicates that offenders that have been prosecuted have admitted that they are trained on how to locate, recruit, and control victims, and they learn best practices for engaging in related criminal acts. Meaning that as technology is changing, the habits these criminals are using to abduct children are improving as well. A 2021 overview of human trafficking indicates that since 2000, 55% of traffickers are using online portals to access their victims via social media platforms, online chat rooms, or even dating apps. 85% of solicitation of buyers is also done online. Most victims of trafficking are between 14 and 17 years of age, and over half of these abductions are done by someone the victim knew. Florida and California are some of the most active states facing human trafficking. Florida being the second most affected state in our country, and these are the 2 states where Disneyland and Disney World are located. Since the majority of these abductions are done by a mutual friend, we have created a perfect space for this type of crime to be implemented. How can we adopt this technology and do so in a way that keeps everyone that uses it safe? Where is the line between safety and efficiency? Those are the questions we should ask ourselves in this critical time. Hospitals across the globe have begun using RFID to track patients' information, tag hospital equipment, medication, and supplies, instead of using standard barcodes. The most notable usage in the healthcare setting was during the 2003 SARS outbreak, where hospitals in Asian countries used RFID to track patients and staff to determine who might have been exposed. The Shaochuan hospitals in Taiwan went as far as to use internal RFID chips that kept track of body temperature, aimed at tagging individuals with the disease before they even felt sick. The continued development of such technology has been rife surrounding the ethical concerns of injectable tech. Other advanced RFID tags are tattoo thin-like surface electronic devices that are fully biocompatible and self-dissolvable within a specific period and thus could be used as temporary wireless wearable sensors for patient monitoring, offering the convenience of technology while providing a more ethically conscious user experience. A great benefit of RFID in healthcare is that in the hospital setting, proper application can lead to the reduction of manual operations and enhancing communication between caregivers, support teams, and the medical team. However, a study done in an American hospital estimates a long-term return on investment through a 5-year ROI of 2% with an approximate payback period of 4 years, indicating that implementation in the setting might not be that advantageous to the overhead. In 2026, it has yet to pass the tipping point of economic rationality for hospitals. Furthermore, from a legal perspective, unencrypted patient data stored in RFID tags could also be a violation of government, violating the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA. This shows us that in order for widespread adoption of RFID technology for patient care specifically, certain regulations might have to be amended to include language that covers encryption and data safety have to be at the forefront of our minds, and government might be the only way to step over this hurdle. These security and privacy challenges are amplified by the lack of industrialized standards and secure protocols for RFID. Would this sort of overhaul be worth it for the American healthcare system? According to the World Health Organization, a patient has about a 1 in 300 chance of becoming harmed due to medical errors, the majority of which are attributed to the misidentification of the patient or medication. The Food and Drug Administration have estimated that half of the medical errors caused by misidentification are preventable by introducing integrated IT. That is 42.7 million adverse events each year out of a total 421 million hospitalizations. That is over 10% of the global hospitalizations. In the US alone, there are about 250,000 deaths a year attributed to misidentification caused error. Many industry professionals have suggested that a smart wristband with a passive RFID tag that can be scanned to identify patients and reveal information such as date of birth, name, insurance information, allergies, blood type, and medication requirements might be the way forward. However, as long as safe RFID protocols and industry standards are lacking, there will exist a trade-off between improved patient safety and risks related to privacy and security issues. As the RFID technology continues to invade everyday life, the global healthcare system is watching and waiting to ensure proper implementation that keeps patients' data safe and will bring economic